Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. I'm Sam Madavi coming to you this week from the Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals in Rosemont, Illinois. Welcome to the Lokar Car Show. This is gonna be one awesome car.
And I said, it doesn't even run yet. And look at it now, it's amazing.
The Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals, better known as mcacn, is celebrating its 15th annual. Created by Bob and Vicky Ashton, they have a dedicated team that helps pull off one of the best invitational car shows I've ever seen. There are over 500 cars in attendance each year, and each car has to be approved to take part. While the curation process must be tedious, they do a great job picking these cars. There are themed displays, featured cars, unrestored cars, barn finds, and special unveilings. This is a fun event for the whole family. I'm here with Kyle, and he is from the Studebaker National Museum. And what we got here is a very cool race car. I was walking by and I just have to ask Kyle about it. How you doing, Kyle?
Good to see you.
Tell us about your museum and the car that we're behind.
Absolutely. As you said, we're here from the Studebaker National Museum in front of a really special car. This is the number 34 1933 Studebaker Special. So this is one of 5 factory-backed cars Studebaker entered in the 1932 and 33 Indy 500. So.
Wow, so what are the specs on it?
The engine in here, this is a Studebaker President inline 8, so a big powerhouse, right? It was mostly stock. I mean, it was about 85% stock, right?
Yeah.
Sourced from Studebaker part bins, right? A body by Herman Rigling, right? Indianapolis. So the early 30s, just a really iconic historical time in Indy racing history.
Absolutely.
So we're very fortunate to have it in our collections.
You take a look right here, what they use to vent the air out of the engine compartment. You know, about 10 years ago in the import world, they would do this on the rear side of the hood. And just when you think you've created something new, you come over here and you look at this 100 years old.
That's right.
And they've already done it.
90 years on. Yeah, that's right.
You know,
that's right.
Crazy. Tell us about the Studebaker National Museum.
Absolutely. So we're in South Bend, Indiana, so just a couple hours east of Chicago here. Great collection going all the way back to the Studebaker Corporation, headquartered in South Bend, right? So it's over 100 vehicles in our collection. We see a lot of people every year. Again, wonderful big part of American history, not just automotive history. And so we encourage you to come visit.
What has to be the coolest Mustang on the planet, right-hand drive, built by Cody and Preston, and they are the Mustang Brothers. I'm gonna have them tell you all about their company and the Mustang.
We're Preston and Cody, and we own Mustang Restorations. It's a 45-year company that my dad started, family-owned business ever since, and about 10 years ago, my brother and I took it over, and we launched it to the next level, and we designed our own Mustang called the Outlaw.
This is one of those youngsters, youth that you see coming into this industry and doing some serious work. Like I said, these guys built this entire right-hand drive Mustang, hand-built every piece of it.
We've got 70 cars under restoration at all times at our place, so this car was kind of like an after-hours build, and we built it strictly for SEMA. Yeah, it's a first ever panoramic glass roof that we patent designed. The roadster spec in the back to make it a 2-seater is a removable piece that we patent designed. Full hidden exhaust system, and we wet sand and buff the underside of it. And it's powered by a 5.4 liter supercharged. I have a newer Chvel with a 6-speed transmission behind it, and we pride ourselves in our fit and finish to build the Rolls Royce of Mustang. About 2 months ago, we decided what else could we do to make this an even better car for SEMA, and we ended up making a right-hand drive.
So they did make a right-hand drive Mustang overseas, right?
No,
did they ever?
no, they never made it
So you guys completely built this from scratch, but that is incredible.
Right,
It is beautiful.
And
you look at it and you think it's absolutely OEM.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, was to make it look pretty much kind of stock appearing, but with some modern creature features to it.
Here at the Muscle Cars and Corvette National, this is what it's about, camaraderie, having a drink with your friends at a table and talking about all the cool cars around us. We'll be back with more of the Lokar Car Show brought to you by CarCapsule. Shifters is one of the big
main product lines that we sell. And so everybody sees the long lever and they get, chrome, get all excited. But we've moved on to the future. We've got sport mode shifters, we've got floor mount shifters, we've got a variety of different mounting methods, so we can support muscle cars and late model cars.
Different softwares.
All the new electronic transmissions, and so you can tap to shift and all
That's
that.
very nice, because you used to have to go put many kits in the old transmissions, like the 406s and the Turbo 400s, but now with the 6 and 8 speeds, you can very easily, with your Lokar shifter, put in manual mode, and you've got sequential shifting.
100%, and most of the aftermarket companies are supporting that now. So if you've got a Holley EFI or some other system, they'll support that system. And then we also work with OE systems like that.
And if you guys want to get one for yourself, go to Lokar.com, look at all the shifters, look at all their products. They're all made right here in America. See you next time. Check this out, a 1968 GT 500 KR, valuable car. On the sticker price, it was $3,300. It's worth a lot more than that today. Welcome back to more from McCacken, brought to you by CarCapsule. You guys know Riley's Rebuild. She's popular on social media, rebuilding all of the carburetors, showing the youth how to rebuild carburetors. Really a cool deal what she's doing. Her and her dad restored this 1957 Nomad that's very special.
We've had this car for 20 years, and I honestly bit off more than I could chew with it. So I've had probably 7 or 8 other classic cars in between where, you get it running and driving out of a field and then have some fun and sell it. This is the show car that was built in '56 to show what the '57 show Nomad would look like. It has the factory fuel injection unit from Zora Duntof's experimental bin on there as well.
And this is only the second one that was on this vehicle that was shown.
I definitely didn't touch as much, but I did a lot of the body work there, so it was a lot of fun being able to work on this car though.
So I'm sure you all know Riley's Rebuilds on the internet. This is Riley. She's been rebuilding carburetors for many years, and now she has a staff that does it while she's in college in Connecticut right next to me.
And it's so cool to see your videos on social media and see the stock of piles of carburetors you have behind you on the shelf ready to go.
Yeah, well, it's nice is we're at a rebuilding service now. So so we get lots and lots of carburetors coming in.
That's a huge plus today, because a lot of the guys who know carburetors are unfortunately dying off.
That's right.
And to get a whole young crowd knowing carburetors and to teach others is a very big plus.
And she's doing a great job.
I'm here with Steve and his beautiful Chvel that he has owned since high school.
I bought this back in 1986. My dad found it for me. We paid $100 for it.
What?
Yep, spent the past 38 years building what I have here.
Now, how many times have you restored this thing?
The car's been restored, I'll say 2.5 times. First restored it when I was in high school, and I drove it with it a little bit, got into trouble with it, and then I decided to really do a restoration on the car.
What year did you paint it?
So the car was painted in 2006, 2007.
Wow.
And then just recently, right before the show, my friend Gus and I, we spent about 2 months touching up a number of spots on the car. We shot a couple pieces on the car. We spent 3 weeks alone just trying to match the paint.
Now this is an original copy. You didn't rest on it or anything.
No.
What engine's under the hood?
So what I have under the hood, I have a date-coded LS6 454 in the car. It's probably about, I'll say about 500 horses.
Wow.
I have an M22 4-speed behind it. You got to have the rock crusher behind the 454.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. In 1983, you got it. You got it for $100. You know what it's worth today?
Probably about $125,000 right now.
And this is an original color that you exactly how you would see it?
Yes, this is the original color. It is a Fathom Blue with 28A. The interior is supposed to be light blue, but a friend of mine in high school had a 396/70 with the ivory and black interior, and I always loved that interior, so when I was restoring the car, we went with that color combo.
Man, John from the Custom Shop does such an incredible job. I've interviewed him the last 2 years. This year, he's brought 3 more awesome builds. Welcome back to the Lokar Car Show, brought to you by CarCapsule. Here we are at the graveyard at the Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals. Even these cars are priceless before they're even restored. Welcome back to more from McCacken, brought to you by CarCapsule. So here we have Wayne's pick, and it's going to be Chuck's 1970 454 SS Chvel.
LS6.
LS6 car.
LS6. Great color. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, and the restorer, I know
Restored by
personally,
Chris
but-
White.
Yeah, Chris
if
is the
anybody
best.
knows anything about 70 Chevelles, you know, Chris is he's the expert, you know, on these cars.
So how long did it take him to do the restoration?
This car here has been in the works since 2009 is when I first bought it from Chris, but he's actually in the interim. He's restored 4 cars for me, so this is number 4. So a lot of NOS parts, you know, were collected over a period of time to go into the car.
That's the key.
Every one of the cars we've done, it's all NOS. We try to make them as period correct as possible. So,
Well, he does fabulous work. You're a very lucky guy to have him working on your car, that's
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
And he's lucky to have you as a client, too.
Chris is the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a walking encyclopedia on these parts. I mean, you ask him a question about any part number, and Chris is the guy.
And this is a rare car. How many of these do they make in a convertible?
I've heard numbers 20s to 30s, documented cars, but you know, this car here has all its paperwork, you know, protector plate, it's got the body broadcaster, build sheet. It's definitely an original
It's the
car.
one. It's the one. Congratulations.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. I'm here with Mark and his 1968 Dodge Coronet. This thing is so beautiful. Coming at it from a distance, that black just really pulls you in.
So this is a 1968 Dodge Coronet RT. It's a factory 426 Hemi car, 4-speed. Obviously you can see it's black with a two-tone red interior from the factory. I bought it 5 years ago.
Two-tone red interior, look at that. It's dark red and lighter red. Now, when you say 5 years ago, where was it found?
This car was about 30 miles from my house my whole adult life. I had always heard about it from other Mopar friends, but I never saw it until about 20 years ago. A friend of my dad's bought it from the estate where the farm it was at. And then 5 years ago, he decided he was never going to get to really do it justice.
Right.
Since I own a Mopar restoration shop, he offered it to me, and we've been working on it the last 3 or 4 years.
And you took it right back to its original
Correct.
copy. Now tell us about your shop.
Magnum Auto Restoration, we're in LaSalle, Illinois. We focus on Mopar muscle car restorations from 64 to 74. It's not often you get to do a car for yourself because you're always working on somebody else's.
And this is one of 100.
Correct.
That is incredible.
Correct.
How rare is that?
Yeah, it's pretty rare. You know, I think it's got like 24,000 original miles, but it's been off the road probably since the early 70s.
Wow.
It was kind of lettered up as a race car,
Yeah.
you know, when I got it. We just finished it in the last week.
Well, your shop does an incredible job because this thing looks beautiful. Thank you so much for letting us check it out, Mark. All right, so every year, Wayne and Phil have their own personal pick here at McCacken. And this year, Phil's pick is Mike and Carol's 1972 Dodge Charger.
There you go.
Oh,
You won.
thanks, Phil. Thanks, brother.
You're more than welcome,
Thank
Mike.
you,
It's
buddy.
a beautiful car. I love the colors. I like the top. I mean, it's cool. It's different. The black mat on the hood.
Yeah.
And your restorer did an excellent job.
Yeah, Troy Angelino, yes, he did.
So how long have you had this car?
Since 1977.
How many miles you got on it?
210,000 miles.
How many since you restored it?
About 4.
Well, now you're going to get a showcase for it and drive it in there, and
Yeah,
no
there you
more
go.
dust, no more dirt.
That's it.
All kidding aside, to me, you know, there's a lot of great cars here to pick from, and what drew me here and made me make a U-turn again was the color and the paint job. You don't see a lot of them in this brown. You don't see a lot with that top or that hood like that, and it's eye-catching. So you're a winner.
Thank you. Real appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Here we are in the kids zone at McCacken. These guys are building model cars and they're having a little competition amongst each other. This is where it starts and this is very important. We'll be right back with more of the Lokar Car Show brought to you by CarCapsule. Welcome back to more from McCacken brought to you by CarCapsule. You guys may not know about the Cheetah, but we are next to Craig, who builds current Cheetahs. These cars were built back in the day to compete against the Cobra. This is very cool. So what do you do, Craig?
Well, so we basically started with a bare frame, right? And we wanted to give a modern take on what we thought should be a Cheetah to put on the street, right?
Yeah.
Original cars weren't made for the street. They didn't have ball joints, better suspensions, things like that. So what we did was we started with our own chassis and suspension, and then we made what our interpretation of what we think the body should be. The car is scaled a little bit larger than like a Thomas car. And what we did is we got a DOT laminated windshield, so we can use it on the street, pass inspection, things like that.
Right.
Then we put the pillar for the window, and then we added a stiff, a pillar in the door. And then front's also flared as well.
Can tell when you walk up to it, it looks a little more aggressive.
Right, so it's my interpretation. I wasn't trying to be historically correct at all.
Right.
It's just what I wanted to do, what I enjoyed since 2005.
2005, almost 20 years. So is the Stacy David Cheetah one of yours?
Yes, it is.
That is very cool. So anybody can come up and you guys will build these from scratch?
Correct.
Now, do you offer the chassis if somebody wants to build their own?
Yes, I'll do body only if they want just the fiberglass and the windshields and the window. And then we'll do a roller, which would be the chassis and a body on it mounted. The doors would be hinged, with the gull wings and stuff like this.
Very cool, Craig. Well, if you guys want a Cheetah for yourself, make sure to check out Cheetah Evolution and get yourself one of these made by Craig. Another year at McCacken, the CarCapsule booth is always rocking, and that's because Phil's got the new Paint Pro Station. This is very cool. You just debuted this in SEMA, right?
We debuted it at SEMA, and we're very fortunate and blessed. New International Product Award. And
again,
the Paint Pro Station, the full size, is 26 by 14 by 10. We made this size to fit our booth when we travel. This is 18 by 9.
I've got a regular spray booth in my shop, the downdraft spray booth, but the downdraft's always working. And now we've got to prime something, or we have to jam a fender, or we have to paint some bumpers or something like that. This comes in handy just for that alone. Never mind painting a whole car.
I love the removable walls.
Yeah.
What a great addition. Whose idea was that? That's feedback from your clients.
Well, everyone asks us, what do you do? What do you do? What's the problem? I just thought about it long and hard, and I said, let's just make removable walls. So they're done Velcro. You just tear them off, blast them off, or they get really bad. A lot of people that paint bedline, they're ruined after a while. They just throw them away again. So it's a solution.
Rollover doors, that's so you can control the airflow.
If you wanted to, but that's your intake filters, and there's a powerful blower on the outside, and you got a remote control. That's nice too, because when you're inside and you want to turn it on or turn it off, you can do it yourself. On a big door, it's hard to open. You just pull the blind door, and it rolls up out of your way and tie it off on a handle, and you're good to go.
If you're a hobbyist or a professional, you should have one of these.
Here we are at the Muscle Cars and Corvette Nationals. I'm with the promoter, Bob Ashton. What an awesome show,
Well,
Bob.
thank you, Sam.
You really go out of your way to make this the show that it is every year, and it's different.
Yeah, well, and that's what we pride ourselves in. The show itself, we're devoted to American muscle with an emphasis on 60s and 70s muscles in the rarest Corvettes. So spend the whole year traveling the country, looking out, doing a lot of networking and finding the best of the best.
So you basically get invitational.
The show is probably 3/4 invited by me and my fellow members, and we always start out with different themes, and they're different every year. We change it up to keep the show fresh. I travel throughout the country. For instance, this year we have participants join us from Hawaii, Germany, and 41 states, so it's always a fresh show. Lots of cars from private collectors that rarely, if ever, show their cars.
Museum cars.
Yeah.
Rare
Museums.
cars, one-off cars.
Exactly.
Like the Ghost was here 2 years ago.
Right.
That car.
Yeah.
And then you have a right-hand drive Mustang that
Isn't
two young
that?
brothers
Yeah.
built.
Right.
Beautiful car, one of one.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You really do knock it out the park when it comes to a show that's not different than
Right.
the previous year's show.
Right.
You come and you see something completely different.
Going to car shows all my life, and sometimes some of them get kind of stale. You see the same car in the same corner. And my goal is always to present an entirely fresh show every year.
Well, you do an awesome job.
Well, thank you
so
very much.
Bob. At McCacken, you can explore automotive history through these cars and browse all the special items their vendors have for sale. This is a great place to shop for the car guy or gal in your life. Held at the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, you're just minutes away from O'Hare International Airport. Tons of restaurants and entertainment venues, and why not do some more shopping at the fashion outlets of Chicago? Every November, McCacken starts off the holiday season, and you need to be a part of it. Find out more information at mcacn.com. Another awesome year here at the Muscle Car and Corvette National. What'd you think about it, Phil?
It was awesome. We debuted our new paint fill station, which we won the award at SEMA. It was a big hit here. Our CF1 or SC1, the crowd's going crazy. We were very successful. And it's an awesome show. It's Christmas.
This is the funnest part of the whole show.
This is every year we get to go in the globe, and we're in the human snow globe. We make these too.
You guys check out the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. For us, that's a wrap.